What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for Love After Lockup, aka Life After Lockup, Season 2, Episode 40 fucking 3. 40 fucking 3. Between a rock and a hard place is the name of the episode. 40 fucking 3. Like, this episode was riddled with a lot of shit. First, you got Aretha fucking Franklin. Rest in peace, Queen. We know your music, and I'm gonna get into that later in this review. But let's go ahead and just jump into the episode, you guys, shall we? Alright, you guys, so we're going to start out with the small scenes first and work our way up to the big shit. So we're going to start up with Brittany and Marcelino. More so this episode was about Brittany. So we see Brittany, she's talking to her sister. Her sister's name is, I believe her name is Nicole. So, Brittany's happy to have her family in Las Vegas with her. She's catching up with her sister because she didn't really spend a lot of time with her sister. So, this is just ample time for them to catch up. Brittany is talking about how she wants to know what the sex of the baby is because she's ready to go shopping. Then she also tells her sister that, she wants to have a conversation with mom. And, I think her sister and Marcelino are both in agreement that, yeah, you do have to have a conversation with your mother. But at this particular time, you are pregnant, so you don't want to add any stress to yourself. And then your mom, she's going through some stuff as well. So why not just wait until, the time is right to have a conversation with your mother? But nope. Brittany's like, I feel like we need to have this conversation now. So we do see Brittany. She goes and has a conversation with her mom. So she takes her mom to the place when she ran away, where she ended up staying at. And I'm just like, wow, that looks like, I couldn't imagine sleeping out there. Even, in the summer, I'm pretty sure it's hot as shit out there. So, I really do feel bad for Brittany in that situation. And then, Brittany goes a little bit deeper and tells her mom just a little bit more about what happened to her after she ran away. So after she ran away, she met this guy. She was 12. He was 30. He's also the father of her first 2 kids. I'm like, that is so disgusting. That is disgusting on so many fucking levels. Like, there's a special place in hell for that kind of man. There's a special place in hell for that. Like, really and truly it is. But, she also showed her where she slept at night. I'm just like, wow. God, that is horrible. God, I don't even wish it on my worst enemy. Her mom is apologizing to her. And, she's like, I don't want you to, like, feel bad or anything. This is just what happened to me. I'm like, your mama kind of should. I know she said that her mom didn't have the best example of what being a mother was. But, when you decide to have kids, you should, you should want what's best for your kids. You should put your kids before yourself. So, I'm not going to judge Brittany. I'm not going to judge her mom. I'm not going to judge anybody. But, when you have kids, you just have to think about your kids before you think about yourself. Some people are, when they have kids, they shouldn't have had kids because they weren't ready. But, again, no judgment. I'm just going to move on because I don't want to go too deep into that topic. Alright, you guys, so next we're going to do Cheryl and Josh. I'm still trying to figure out what Cheryl and Josh's purpose is of this season. I'm still, drawing a little bit of a blank with that one. So we see Josh, he's on the phone with Cheryl, and Cheryl's car has broken down on the side of the road. I'm like, wow, she's a horrible mother. Now, she has her son with her, but if I'm not mistaken, don't Cheryl have like 2 other kids? Don't she have 2 other kids? If she doesn't have 2, she at least has 1 other child. And I'm like, wait a minute, so you take one of your kids with you and you let your other one stay with your parents? It's fucked up. Like, you are a shitty mother. Like, a shitty mother. So, Josh is telling her, she's about 3 miles away from where he is. And we find out that Josh is with his mom at the laundromat. So, if he go get Cheryl, he has to bring his mom with him because, she's driving the car. And, she doesn't, how she feels about Tina. And, they go pick Cheryl up. Now, Cheryl's son, I'm like, really, Cheryl? You got his shoes in your hand, but he's on this ground barefoot. That is nasty. Like, you don't know what the fuck is on the ground. Ugh. Oh, God. I couldn't. But, that's how you let them know your country. Like, I do that at home, in my hometown, around, at my grandmother's house, because, that's different. We all, and this is not really different. Well, it's not a it's not a street. It's her yard. It's her front yard. that I do it in. I don't do it anywhere else but my grandmother's front yard. But oh, and then when we saw another scene. Well, actually, before we get to that scene, they got in the car. I don't know why Josh lifted his shirt up. I guess he was showing her that he's lost some weight. So then Tina's asking, so y'all gonna be out in 3 days? I'm like, wow. So Josh showed y'all, you and that dog. If you let that dog shit right there, I'm gonna come out there and kick your ass. Let that motherfucker shit right there, if you want to. Cool. Y'all, I forgot what I was talking about. So the reason why I paused is because one of my neighbors over here in my apartment complex, and I know it's this bitch right here, she let her dog come right up by my door one day and just shit in the grass. Literally by my fucking door. And it just stunk up. Like, I came home and I came in the apartment because I had to use the bathroom really badly. So I didn't pay no attention to it the first time. But then when I walked back out because I was going to get me something to eat, I'm like, man, it smells like shit right here. I'm like, okay, it smells shitty. Okay, I'm like, maybe, maybe somebody, maybe plumbing is off or something. I don't know. So then I come back home, and lo and behold, there was a dog shit right there in front of it. I saw the dog shit. I saw the flies swarming around it. So what I did was I got a bag, a plastic bag. I scooped it up, and I took it and I threw it right in front of her door so she could have her dog shit back. Like, that is so fucking nasty. That is disgusting. That is nasty as fuck to do that. And I literally, she made me forget what the fuck I was talking about. But oh yeah, we was talking about Tina asking them to get out. They were gonna be out in 3 days, and Josh was like, "But we got to get to this car." She's like, "That is not my problem." I'm like, "Hey, hate to say it, but I agree with Tina." So then we see Cheryl there at the crib, and I was just looking at the bottom of her son's feet. I'm like, "So you didn't give him a bath?" Because his feet were black. His feet were as black as my beard, and I'm just like, "Wow, that's nasty." So Josh is telling Tina the plan. So the plan for them is to go out to get something to eat so that they can just, figure out what they're going to do. They're going to talk to a realtor about a house, and they're going to see how much it's going to cost to get the car fixed. So then, Tina told Cheryl to have Josh back home by 9, and Cheryl flipped out. I'm like, oh my God, Cheryl, you are annoying and a pain in the ass. Like, but Tina also told him that this whole back and forth thing between those two, that shit has to stop. And I actually do agree with her. Because they can't even keep counting how many times they done broke up. I'm like, that is a goddamn shame. Let's move on. Alrighty, guys. So next, let's talk about Lacey and Shane and John. So somebody left in my comments last week that Lacey just loves drama. Correct. She does love drama. She's she's irritating. She's as irritating as Cheryl is to me. Like, I just can't with Lacey. Really, truly cannot with Lacey. So Lacey, Shane comes home first. Then Lacey follows in behind him. And, Lacey is like, he's gone. He's like, what do you mean? John, he's gone. The cops picked him up and they found drugs and they found needles. So he's gone back to prison. So, Shane is actually apologizing to Lacey. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, what is he apologizing for? Yes, he lost his cool, but it's because you're texting another dude. And your ex at that. So I didn't see why Shane was apologizing, but I guess to make Duck Lips over there happy, he's gonna apologize. But I didn't agree with him apologizing. Like, I really didn't. He asked her, so are you upset? She says, she says yes, because I had high hopes for him once he got out that he would get his life together. And, she also tells Shane that, the way that we communicated before, we cannot do that. And I'm just like, Lacey, his reaction was based off of something you did. So maybe you should not try to contact your ex, and maybe you should not leave your phone like open with like the text messages open, so he can't see that you're talking. Even if you're talking to your best friend, like maybe you should like close the text messages so just he can't see anything. How about that, Lacey? Maybe that'll work. Maybe. Oh God, Lacey gets on my damn nerves. Let's move on. All right, you guys. Let's talk about Clint and Tracy, and more so Clint. So we see Clint. He goes home to his mom and dad. That house is amazing. That house looks amazing. He got that damn Camaro. Like I'm tripping. I know money can't fix everything, but goddamn, I would never be on drugs because Clint is clearly on some kind of drugs. Homie is tweaking. Like you can look at his face and tell that he's tweaking. And the fact that he sat down with his mom and he told his mom, she's like, so where's Tracy? He's like, there's only two things that can separate us: death and jail. Well, Tracy's back in jail because the cops found meth on her. And I'm just like, but you were in the car with her. Now, I know you said that they found a weed pipe on you, but you were in the car with her. Like, you can't tell me that Clint was not doing some kind of meth with Tracy. Clint was partaking in that shit with Tracy. And that's my whole dilemma with Clint. He's placing everything on Tracy. You knew Tracy, even if you want to say that you didn't do the meth with Tracy, you knew Tracy had meth on her. So you facilitated her as well. So you facilitated it. You went along with the shit. So miss me with that bullshit. Like I said, you cannot tell me that Clint did not partake in smoking of the meth. I don't believe he didn't. Like, I want, and Alice was talking about how, she believed Tracy when Tracy said she was going to get clean. Now, I'm gonna have to defend Tracy in this instance. I really do have to defend Tracy. And the reason why I'm going to defend Tracy is because we all know that Tracy has an addiction to, drugs. That's not an easy thing to kick, especially if you don't have any help. If you don't seek out help, if you don't go to, AA meetings, if you don't go to go to counseling, drug and alcohol counseling. If you don't do any of that stuff, if you don't go to a 12-step program, if you don't do anything to help yourself, how can you really kick the drug habit? You can't. Like, because if something triggers Tracy, good, bad, or indifferent, she could go back to the drugs easily. So I think that, maybe Alice should have sat down, maybe Alice and Clint should have sat down with Tracy and said, okay, Tracy, we hear you that you want to get clean, and that's fine. But what we want you to do is take the necessary steps and precautions to get clean. So what we want you to do is we want you to check into just, voluntarily check into like a substance abuse program. Do that. I know some people say for 2 weeks, but in Tracy's case, I think Tracy would need at least a good 3 to 6 months to get clean. And that's my problem with that. I get it. Alice is hurt. But did you guys, and I get it, Tracy's a grown woman. But if you notice she has this strong addiction to, drugs, sit down with her. Help her find the resources for herself. Because if she's not going to do it, then you might want to just step in and say, Tracy, we love you. We want what's best for you. We want you here. We don't want you in jail. We don't want you in the street with a needle in your arm, dead. We don't want none of that stuff. We want what's best for you. And that's just how I feel. So I'm in this instance, I'm defending Tracy. And I'm not feeling what Clint is saying, because I don't feel like Clint is telling 100% the truth. I feel as if Clint was right there with his goddess, taking some of the, like, obviously he was taking drugs. He might not have, been as high as Tracy. And I think the thing that might have saved Clint is the fact that he just had the weed on him, and she had the meth, and she also has the past, the record. Like, so she got treated different because of her record, number one, and probably having the meth on her. But again, like I said, Clint, you're not an innocent person in this situation. So then, his dad comes in, and this was something else that got me. So if you guys notice, if you guys go back and look at the episode, when Clint got there, it was sunlight. When Clint's dad came in, it was dark. But then in another instance, it was light again. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? How long did y'all film this shit? But he's telling them that he wants to get Tracy out of jail, and they're like, this is not a good idea. Do I agree with that? I guess I can somewhat agree with that because, she's gonna have a court date come up, and she could be going back to jail again. So I guess I kind of can agree with it, but I don't know. I really don't. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So next, let's move over to Angela and Tony. So we see Tony. So Tony has slept outside in the car all night. He's sweating. He's hot. He's slapping himself because there are flies around him. So he's in a terrible way. So then he goes and knocks on the door. Angela looks out the window. Stupid idiot. So he goes to the door, and she says to him, Tony, I don't want you staying here. It's not okay. And then he says, baby, please let me stay with you. Can I please come inside and take a shower? Like, baby, I love you. You're saying that. But I wasn't on your mind when you were hanging out with the tricks at the hotel. And, he says, I've been in the car all night and it's really hot. Can I at least come in and brush my teeth and take a shower so I can go to work? She says, but Tony, I'm really tired. But you can come in, you can take a shower, but be here when I get home at 5 o'clock. He says, okay. So then we later see Angela. She's, has Donna Faye over. And Donna Faye asks her if Tony came back. She says, unfortunately, he dead. She says, so what did you do? She says, I burned his stuff. She says, okay, good job. Did he sleep here last night? Did he stay here? She says, he slept in the car. So Donna Faye's like, oh, okay, so he slept in the car last night. So tonight he's going to sleep on the couch, and then tomorrow he's going to be in your bedroom. Is that about right? She says, you're wimping out on me. And I'm like, exactly. Angela, you are being you're being a idiot, basically. So Donna Faye tells her, like, wake up. Like, he's fucking using you. And I'm just like, thank God. Like, how is it that Donna Faye can see this, but Angela just cannot see the fact that Tony is playing her, manipulating her, and using the shit out of her. But, the heart wants what it wants. And I'm just like, you're dumb as fuck. She says, it's the way he touches me. He just makes me laugh. And it makes it hard for me to cut him off. I'm like, oh, okay, so all he got to do is just make you laugh. He got to make you laugh and touch you. And if the same thing he's doing to those other women, touching them and making them laugh. All right, Tony and Angela. Angela's a dumbass, like through and through. Like I just don't get it. Like all the signs are there. Like it's like a roadmap. Like it's like when you're driving down the street. Like when you're driving on a highway, and your next exit is 10 miles away. This place is XYZ is on the left. Like it's a fucking roadmap. He's just giving you the directions, and the directions are telling you he's playing you. But you want to be oblivious, and you want to be like, oh, I was using my GPS, so I didn't really see it. Because that's basically in a nutshell what she's doing. But you guys, let's move on from Angela's dumbass and move on to another two dumbasses. Alright, you guys, so let's close out the video with Michael, Megan, and Sarah. So, the episode basically picked up where last week's episode left off with, Michael and Rock. They were talking about this whole Megan situation. And, you guys remember, Michael muffed. Just muffed the fuck out of Rock. And Rock didn't do shit. I'm like, whoa. So you just gonna let this motherfucker just hit you, just push you in the face, and you're just gonna stand there and take that shit? Okay, whatever. Now here's my, I'm not really gonna go off of my notes because I didn't really take that much notes with this scene. But what I did say is Michael is stupid as fuck. He's a contradiction because he wants to be mad because Megan supposedly hooked up with his homie. Yes, is it fucked up? Absolutely. But you ain't got nobody's room to talk about no fucking body. Forehead. So, because you're married to Sarah, you talking to other women, but you're mad at her? I'm not seeing how that, I'm not seeing the correlation, how that adds up. Yes, she was wrong for, kissing your homie, possibly fucking your homie. But again, you're married, you got other broads, other chicks, you got other chicks in different area codes. Like I'm just trying to make that, make it make sense to me. So then we see Rock and Michael. They go into the room where Megan is, and Rock does tell Megan that he has feelings for her, but then she tells him, she doesn't feel the same way. And I'm just like, oh my god, you should feel the same way, because at least he's not married. At least he's not married. So she basically tells him, Rock, that he was just a place filler for Michael. I'm like, oh, wow. And she's denying the fact that he slept with her. And I'm just like, I really don't care. So, he leaves, and, she asked him, he's like, well, if you want to know something about me so badly, you didn't have to go to my phone, you could have asked me. So she says, okay, cool. Are there other women? He says, yes, there are. I'm like, wow. He was honest for once. For once. So let's just jump over to Sarah and Emmy. So they go out together, and I'm just like, God, no shade to Emmy, but Emmy gives me all kind of lesbian vibes. Like, I feel like she wants Sarah. So Sarah's just talking about how she's done with Mike. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. So, now here's the one thing that Sarah got me on. So the fact that Sarah's talking about, Michael finds these insecure women, and I'm like, so what are you? Are you not insecure yourself? Because, you married the man, so obviously you have a bit of insecurity. You just don't want to open up and admit to it, but you got some insecurities to my little girl. You got some insecurities to yourself. So then a guy named Nate comes up, and he's introducing himself to Sarah and Emmy. And there's another guy on the side of Emmy trying to talk to her. I'm like, bro, because he grabbed her hand, and she's like, I'm like, bro, you don't realize she's probably not into men. But, hey, he's drunk. I'm letting him have that. So then, Megan and Nate are, communicating with each other. She's talking about, she's single, but she's married, and she got kids. Don't really care about that. They could have kept this whole scene, because then at the end of it, he walked them out to their car. He asked for her number. He asked her to exchange number. She says, I'll give you my number. She gave him his number. He said, well, can we leave with something else? She's like, what? It was a kiss. I'm like, oh my God, that kiss was cringe worthy. I cringed looking at that kiss, but, she obviously liked it and I didn't love it. But, let's move on. So let's close out the episode with Forehead. So we see Forehead, Forehead just took a shower. His hair is redone. And he gets a phone call. He's talking about in his one-on-one with the producers, he's trying to figure out why Megan is so concerned about him talking to other women, because, he not in any other woman's state with them. He's right there with her. And I'm just like, he spent all his money. I'm like, yeah, you spent all your money that you got from other women to come see her. And then he gets a phone call from someone named Lady. And he on the phone cupcaking with Lady, basically talking about how he want to have sex with her. He gonna go to Miami to see her. I'm just like, wow. Wow. So you're still a huge contradiction. Like, you just got mad at her. I cannot with Forehead. I really, truly cannot with Forehead. But the crowning moment of this episode with Forehead was in his final one-on-one of the episode with the producers, when he said, he finally understands, he said, he was talking about Aretha Franklin. He understands her when she said, I was thinking he was about to say, respect, but no. He says, what's love got to do with it? I'm like, nigga, that is not fucking Aretha Franklin. That is Tina fucking Turner. Aretha Franklin and Tina Turner are two totally different people. Nigga, there's a whole movie called What's Love Got to Do with It that is the story of Ike and Tina Turner. What the fuck? What's Love Got to Do with It by Aretha Franklin? Queen, we know your music. Rest in peace, Queen. That idiot don't know your music. But you guys, that was Love After Lockup. And be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video. Follow me on social media. Twitter is JB underscore the underscore CEO. Snapchat is Mr. GB underscore it is to you. And my Instagram is Jbsayzwhat. So to the next video, I will see you. Actually, I won't see you guys until Monday because Real Housewives of Atlanta is off for 2 weeks. Thank God. See you later.